In this lesson, I will show you how to create a mood board for your brand. A mood board is a collage made up of images, colors, designs, and fonts. It is a visual representation of your brand and should capture its mood, values, and personality. In this lesson, you will take all of the ideas and concepts from your brand story and make them visual. Creating a mood board may seem like a daunting process, but it's really just these 4 steps. First, pull out words and phrases that describe your brand. Then, search for visuals that connect to your words and phrases. After that, you will put them together in a collage and then finally ask for feedback. In the next few slides, I will go over each of these steps in greater detail. Let's get started. What makes you unique? Notice the words and phrases that jump out at you. Then create a list. Make sure that the language you come up with evokes emotion. With each word, notice how it makes you feel. If there's a strong feeling there, it's a good word to keep. It's important to pull out the most essential words and phrases so that when you create your mood board, you don't get overwhelmed. Once you have your words and phrases, it's time to begin searching for visual representations of them. As you look at the images, don't overthink why you like certain things or don't like others. Use your intuition to guide you. As your mood board begins to come together, you'll see patterns emerge. Let the process unfold naturally. Pay attention to your emotions as you collect visual elements. You will want your mood board to create an emotional reaction, so choose images that bring up emotion in you. There are 2 great online tools that will help you with this process: Google Image Search and Pinterest. To use Google Image Search, first create a mood board folder. Then go to images.google.com and type in a word or phrase. Then when you find an image you like, click onto it to enlarge it. You then can either right-click to save the image to your folder, or you can click through to visit and find the image on the website that loads, and then right-click to save the larger image. Repeat the process for other words and phrases. While many images on Google Images can't actually be used on your website, you can use them for your mood board as long as you don't plan to publish it for public consumption. To use Pinterest, create a new pin board. Then search within Pinterest for your words and phrases and pin them to your new pin board. The nice thing about using Pinterest is that as you search for your images, you're automatically making a collage. To do this process offline, find magazines that feel similar to how you want your brand to feel. Instead of searching for specific phrases, rely on your senses and your gut to choose images that feel right. Cut them out and put them in a folder. You can also look through old photos or anything else in the real world that inspires you. You can even go on a walk and take photos of things that relate to your brand. In addition to your search for fonts, colors, and images, make sure that you search for packaging designs as well. Either make a separate mood board for your packaging or integrate it into your larger brand mood board. Packaging is a key way to set your brand apart from others, so it's important that you keep it in mind during this process. Canva is a free online program that has many different mood board templates you can use. It's one of the easiest platforms to use to make a beautiful mood board. If you use Pinterest in your image search, you can now go through and rearrange them or migrate groups of them to create a few different mood boards. Other tools for making a digital collage include Photoshop, Word, Pixelmator, and Pages. Or if you want to do this DIY style, Print out your images or use the magazine cutouts and old photos you've gathered. Get a piece of foam board, or a few of them, and arrange the images on them. Once you're done, glue or tape them down. In the next 2 slides, I'll be sharing some key points on how to make a powerful mood board. Imagine a drawer full of photos, or your photo library on your phone. It's just a bunch of different pictures in one place. Even though many of the pictures are beautiful, it's not that visually appealing to look at. Now think about those same photos placed into an album or a photo book so that they tell a story. Suddenly the photos have meaning. Suddenly they make you feel something. You want your mood board to tell a story about your brand, one with emotion and intentionality behind it. Look over the images you've chosen. Hopefully you've picked them because they pulled at your emotions. As you put them together, think about how you want your customers to feel about your brand. Intentionally place images in a way that will bring up strong emotions. You also want your mood board to look cohesive and intentional. One way to do this is to create it around a theme. Before you start piecing your images together, look at them and see if any images have emerged. Maybe you've chosen many images with fire in them, or perhaps a lot of your images are of warm family scenes. If you notice a theme in your images, use that to guide you as you put the mood board together. Another way to help your mood board come together is to use a larger image as a visual anchor. First, find an especially striking image in your folder. Then use a mood board template in Canva that has one larger image in it. As you pull other images from your folder, notice how they look next to that larger one. Here are a few more key points to keep in mind. As I mentioned earlier, creating your mood board is a largely intuitive process. Don't question why you like a certain image, font, or color. Trust yourself and add it to your mood board even if you're not sure how it fits in just yet. Either you'll eventually see how it fits in, or you'll choose to discard it later on. Let yourself think outside the box. Don't limit yourself to design elements that make direct linear sense together. Sometimes the best brands are created when unexpected things are paired together. Let yourself play and make some choices that don't seem to make sense. Also, even though it's important to let yourself freely choose elements that make sense to you, make sure there is an intention behind everything you put into your mood board. Each and every choice you make with your mood board should connect back to your brand in some way. You may even want to jot down some notes about why you've chosen certain elements. You will probably end up with a few different mood boards. That's a good thing. You want to start out with a few different concepts so that you can narrow it down later and come out with a mood board that leads your brand in the right direction. Now that you've made one or a few mood boards, it's time to get feedback on them. Go to a few people that fit into your target audience and ask them for their impressions. This can include customers and other stakeholders like team members and/or investors. Their opinions will help you determine if you're on the right track.